If you use Machamp or Hariyama to fight the raid boss Regice and you dodge the charge moves, you can cut that stuff out right now. Basically, if you dodge the first charge move from Regice and you attempt to dodge the second charge move from Regice, you will most likely get put into the death loop glitch, which is a fate worse than death. If you don't dodge the first charge move, you will still very likely survive until the next charge move cycle. Either way you cut it, your Pokemon's going to be dying to 2 charge moves. The main difference being is that if you don't dodge the charge move, then you can use that damage you took to fuel your next dynamic punch.
That's a lot of damage!
Doing this will obviously have a massive gain for your DPS and your total damage output. So yeah, don't dodge those charge moves. You might be wondering, well, when should or shouldn't I dodge charge moves? Well, I got a simple formula to help you figure it out. So grab your pen and paper, kids. We're going to Math City. So it's a pretty simple formula. First, you'll want to know your HP. Then you'll want to subtract from that the damage you take from the fast moves. So F move, right? You're going to multiply that by 8. The reason why you want to multiply it by 8 is because the average amount of fast moves you experience before a charge move is about 3 to 4. So conservatively, you'd want to be able to survive 8 fast moves if you're trying to survive 2 charge move cycles. Then you want to subtract the charge move damage. And then you'll want to subtract the charge move damage divided by 4. And if you orders operations are kind of a hassle for you, there you go. If the number is greater than 1, then it's reasonable for you to try to dodge the first 2 charge moves. If the number is less than 1, then yeah, don't dodge any of the charge moves, man, because you're going to get smoked in 2 charge moves anyways. If all this fancy math stuff is a bit too much for you, you want a simpler way. If the charge move damage is kind of significantly less than half of your total HP, then it's probably reasonable for you to dodge the first 2 charge moves. If it's kind of at half or above half, then yeah, you're going to get smoked in 2 charge moves, chump. Now if you're sitting at home thinking, man, Ryan Swag, how do I get these numbers? You can get them from PokeBattler, Go Battle Sim, or Don Spreadsheet. Link to all those in the description. Because aside from that, I can't tell you, man. You know, how much damage you take is based off of your defense and your defense IV, what level you are, all kind of the same thing. So yeah, there's no simple, clear-cut way of describing that for you. Now what about like super tanky Pokemon? Like let's say you're having your Moltres versus an Earthquake Regice. Well, you can do the same thing here. Just add in, you know, some more fast move damage, let's say 11, and then subtract another dodge charge move. Now if this number is greater than 0, then that suggests that you can dodge the first 3 charge moves without triggering a death loop. So yeah, for each dodge you're going to want to add in another charge move divided by 4 because that's the damage you take when you dodge the charge move. Technically you're supposed to round down, but for the purposes of this exercise, it's not going to influence anything your side. Just remember that the closer you are to that 0, the more risky it is. You kind of want some wiggle room there, because if you take an extra fast move than what you're expecting, well then guess what, kid? You just got smoked, so right? So yeah, I hope this simple advice helped you up your Regice slaying game. It applies to Machamp, it applies to Hariyama, it applies to basically all Pokemon against raid bosses that use single bar charge moves. So yeah, hope it helps you out from now, forever, for future. Now if you like this information and you want more like it, well then subscribe to SwagTips. I put out videos like this pretty regularly, so keeping you up to date with some tips and tricks in Pokemon Go, right? If you have any questions, want anything clarified, comment in the description. I'll be happy to help you out. Take it easy. SwagTips. If you like this advice and you want more information like this, then subscribe to me.